So one of the things I like about confidence intervals is that they really are useful in using samples to understand the world. And I want to show you one example of a collection of confidence intervals that paint a really clear picture about racial bias in arrests made by police. And this is based on a study by Kokol et al. 2011, so it's a little bit dated now, but I think the findings will still ring pretty true. And what they did was they used statistical methods to estimate bias in arrest based on a whole bunch of different samples where they looked at that. And then they created a confidence interval around each of those point estimates. And what this graph shows would be a central line where there is no bias whatsoever. And then if you go to the right of that line, that would show bias against blacks or minorities, depending on what the sample was looking at. And then if you were to go to the left of that line, it would show the opposite. And so what you can see here is that as you go down, there are many, many studies where the confidence interval and the point estimate are to the right of that line, showing bias. And some of the confidence intervals are wider than others, some are narrower than others, but each one tells you that's where the true population mean probably lies. And of the samples that found that there was bias going in the other direction, the confidence intervals all go across to the other side too. So it's very, very possible that the population mean lands there. So what confidence intervals do is they give you a really nice, quick way of looking at where a population mean probably lies. And they are especially useful when you compile a whole bunch of studies like this together, because you can really see the evidence is absolutely there, that over and over and over again, that true population mean is that there is more police bias than not. And what you can see is that you can calculate these for a whole bunch of different sample sizes. This is going to say what I pretty much just said, but the line would be 0 of no bias, and this would tell you how much bias there is. Each of these dots would be a point estimate. The 95% confidence interval would be those lines. And you can use that to see a picture of what's going on. So that's going to be it for confidence intervals this week. Problem set will be due as usual on Sunday, and hope you guys have a great week.